Hey yo, welcome to the channel. Seasalt here with another video about a very important topic in Karuta. It's been a while since I released just a regular tutorial on some basics of the game, so it feels good. It feels good to be back to my roots after a hectic month of this new update. But that being said, I don't know if you guys have heard and seen, but Karuta just released a new announcement, or Craig just released another new announcement about Edition 3, and that we're going to get a timeline with the release schedule within a week from today. Super hyped for Edition 3. There are so many things to talk about, so many things to, predict and think about with the new edition and how it's going to affect different cards, the current state of the game, the current economy, and all that. I really want to talk about that, but probably not in this video. Today I'm going to be focusing on something that newer players in the game need to understand. And that's about upgrading, the dust, and the black market. Now, before we dive into this upgrading and dust guide, please make sure to subscribe and like the video. It really helps out the channel, and pushes me to make more content that I hope will help, build the Karuta community to even, higher heights. Now, let's start off with our drop of the video. Let's hope we get something good today, because ticket prices are going up, but alas, we don't. It's a quick burn from me. And let's just get started. Today we're going to be talking about upgrading and how to upgrade your cards, if you should upgrade your cards, dust, and the black market. This is going to be a relatively straightforward guide. There's only so much you can really do with dust in the game. Now, to begin, there's only a few types of dust. There's damage dust, poor dust, good dust, excellent dust, and mint dust. And if you want to organize your inventory by dust, press KI and equal dust, and this will show you all the dust you have in your inventory. So there's damage, excellent, poor, mint, and good. The only way you can obtain these different types of dust from the game is by burning a card in that respective condition, or by buying and converting poor, excellent, good dust into mint and damage, which I'll cover in a bit. But just by burning it, let me go over that really quick. For example, if you burn a card that is in excellent condition, the game will compensate you and reward you with gold and excellent dust. If you burn a card in damage condition, the game will compensate you with gold and damage dust. Note that the dust you get is dependent on the current condition of the card, not the condition that the card was dropped in. Now, let's just take a random card from my inventory right now. Let's do some card I just picked up right here. All right, the command to upgrade is K up or K upgrade. Just do that. I'll explain this later, but right now it's in poor condition, right? If I were to burn this card right now, it would give me a poor dust and 1 gold. But if I were to upgrade it, there we go, and then burn the card again with the same command, it gives me now good dust, because I've upgraded the card from poor to good. So you can see that burning the card isn't dependent on what condition the card dropped in, but instead what condition the card is currently. Now that we understand how dust is obtained in the game, how are they used? Well, I just showed you the first application, right? Dust is primarily used to upgrade the quality of your cards in the game. Now, there are 3 main reasons why a person would want to upgrade the card quality. The first reason is because it influences the way the card is visually. If we compare a damage card, so sort your inventory by damage, quality is equal to 0. It doesn't really matter which one. Let's just grab a random one. You can see that if we KV it, you can see that it's very much damaged. If I do another one, you can visually see the scratchiness and the pixels and the whiteness. It mimics like a torn card in real life. If we were to pull up a mint card, on the other hand, the card looks visually perfect. It's drastically different. Oh, that's a blurry card to begin with, but let's pull up Mr. Ken here. It's drastically different, right? This is clear and this is scratched up. So that's one reason why people would upgrade a card. The second reason why someone will want to upgrade card quality is because of effort increase. I've already gone through this in my effort video, which I'll link above. So I won't go too much in depth in this, but the premise is this, right? The higher quality your cards are, the higher effort the card will be. For example, a mint version of a card will always have higher effort than a damaged version of the same card. Now, the last reason why someone would want to upgrade a card is because you can only frame and dye cards that are mint quality. Therefore, if someone wanted to visually enhance the card even more with like frames or dyes or even trims, they would have to upgrade their card to mint before they are even allowed to do that. So you can't dye or frame this card, for example. You can't dye or frame this card. You have to upgrade this card to mint before you can apply a dye or frame. Now, how do you upgrade a card? The command, I already talked about this a little bit, but the command for upgrading a card is Kupgrade, or just Kup for short. If you just type in Kup, it'll pull up the card that you most recently obtained. In that case, it's the card that I dropped, which was dropped in mint, so you can't really upgrade it anymore. But let's say, since we use Haku from the last Kbid example, let's just do this again, right? If we were to Kup and then this card code, it shows up this window right here. Which is pretty self-explanatory. Current condition here is good, and you want to upgrade this card from good to excellent. It has a 60% chance of succeeding, and if it fails, then nothing happens to the condition of the card. It stays at good, right? If it fails, it stays at good, but you lose all the resources that you kind of use up to attempt this upgrade. So let's try really quick, right? Let's press slow hammer, and wham, there we go. Congrats, your card is now it's been upgraded to excellent, and it automatically brings you to this window to upgrade your card from excellent to mint. Here it's a little different. This is where the tricky part comes in. Once your condition of the card goes above the condition in which it was dropped, when the upgrade fails, it actually goes back down to the dropped condition. So if this current upgrade were to fail, this one right here, to upgrade to excellent to mint, instead of doing nothing, like this window here, it actually falls, your condition falls to good, to where it originally was. So it's a lot harder, upgrading a card from even good to mint takes a lot of luck. It takes a lot of resources. That's a lot of the reason why a lot of people don't take cards from damage to mint, because it's just like, even if you were to successfully get it from damage to poor and poor to good and good to excellent, even if you fail that last one from excellent to mint, your card condition drops all the way back to damage. And so if you drop a really good card, let's say like a Gojo, that's damaged and it's worth upgrading, then people will use upgrade orbs. It basically just guarantees the upgrade to succeed. The cost of upgrading a card changes depending on the quality of the card. Every time you upgrade a card, it costs gold, as well as 5 of the same dust quality, of the same quality you want it to upgrade to, right? So if you want to upgrade it to mint, it costs 5 mint. If I were to want to upgrade a card from damage to poor, it costs 5 poor. From poor to good, it costs 5 good. And the gold cost increases as the quality goes higher. In addition, the percentage chance that your upgrade is successful decreases as the quality goes higher. So if we pull a quality one real quick, and I'm just going to upgrade it for the video, you can see here that upgrading it from poor to good takes 5 good, and it's less gold than it were to if you were to upgrade from excellent to mint, right? This is 500 and this is 100. So we're going to attempt this. It's a 70% chance to succeed. And once we attempt this and it succeeds, then from good to excellent is 60%. It costs 250 gold, and now it costs 5 excellent mint. So you see how the dust requirement and the gold requirement changes, as well as the percentage chance of succeeding goes down every time your quality goes up. Now, which cards should you upgrade, right? Because obviously there's no way you're upgrading every single card in your collection. You'd run out of resources after like upgrading 2 or 3 cards as a newer player. I think this really depends on what type of Karuta player you want to be. For people like me who aren't that into collecting different cards and series, and instead of focus on building inventory, dyes, etc., I don't waste too much dust on upgrading cards that aren't worker potential, just because upgrading a card will give you more effort. But if you're super into like a really obscure series, like I know one of my friends is super into like Dr. Stone, if I pull up here, and the only person that's even worth building into worker is Senku. Even Gen is like 168. Your base value is pretty low. Let me search this up. Oh gosh, this is the Genshin Impact row. I'm too lazy, but yeah, it's just the state of the game right now. The way it works is that Karuta rewards effort kind of based on popularity, and it disincentivizes the usage of lower wishlist cards as workers. That's really how it is. But I can, if you're playing the game for collecting inventory, I totally understand, and you should definitely use dust to upgrade that. But for newer players, I prioritize it like this, right? First, upgrade cards that are going to be good workers. So that's going to be like 52 plus effort at good. So if you can order your inventory, quality is equal to 2, order by effort. This will show you every good quality card you have listed by effort. So this guy, obviously at 58 good, is going to be a pretty good worker. So you, as a newer player, I'd do anything above like maybe like 54, 53, 52, around there. And maybe like 103, 104 and excellent. That way you can start building a better rotation of workers and getting those daily bits in first. After having like a good set of workers that you're satisfied with and you have extra dust, you can start upgrading your lower effort cards if you want to build a collection of a certain character or series. And other than that, I probably sell them. The current rate is around 5 mint dust for 1 ticket and 10 excellent for 1 ticket. And yeah, so that's basically all you can do with all your dust. And after listening to your me talking about upgrading, you might be wondering, if it costs me poor dust to upgrade from damage to poor, and there are basically no other upgrades that use damage dust at all, what is damage dust used for, right? Well, let's rewind it back just a little bit. Damaged and mint dust are by far the most rare dusts out there. The breakdown of quality drops mirrors a bell-shaped curve. I'll probably throw a picture here, but it's kind of like this. With good being the middle, it drops most often. Excellent and poor cards are dropped next most often and are the second most rare. And the rarest card quality drop are damaged and mint. Therefore, damage is one of the most scarce dusts out there. You can actually convert poor and good and excellent dust to mint and damage. When you type Kshop, you can see the prompt here. It costs 4 good dust and 2 poor dust to get one damage dust, and it costs 4 good dust and 2 excellent dust to buy a mint dust. Well, we know why mint is useful, because it's pretty expensive to upgrade cards to mint, and you need mint dust. But why is damage dust useful if you can't upgrade anything with it? Well, besides upgrading cards, dust, or just only damage dust actually, is used for 2 additional mechanics in the game. The first is a black market mechanic, which can be accessed through the command KBM or K black market. And is essentially just a market of cards that used to belong to people, and those people were eventually blacklisted from the game, which just means that they can't play the game anymore and their accounts are banned, usually because it breaks some sort of terms of the service from the game itself, like creating multiple accounts and playing with multiple accounts. But these cards belong to those blacklisted people, and it's reintroduced into the economy through this system. Now, to explain this window a little bit further, the first 5 cards can be bid using gems, and the current bids for each of these respective slots, like A is 4,500 gems for this Rengoku, and B for B, and it goes subsequently. And the first 5 cards can only be bid using gems, and the bottom 5 cards can only be bid using damage dust. All right, so you press this button, it goes to the next set of 5, so F, F, G, G. So this Hanako is current bid by this guy with 400 damage dust. Now, one tiny tip I can give you guys to access the value of the card from the black market is just to look at the effort of the card first, which you can do by looking at the card code right here, and then you just KWI it, and you can kind of tell the value a little bit better, because you are competing with basically everyone playing Karuta. Now, once you want to know what you want to bid and what character you want, simply type in the command Kbid, then the letter slot, right? So let's say I want to bid on a Hanako. I play Kbid, F, and then the amount you want to bid. So you would put like 500 damage dust, right? And you press enter, or is it Kbid F500? Is that it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, okay, it just lagged, but both work. Yeah, and then this window pulls up and it confirms with you whether or not you want to place that bid. The currency will then be taken away from your inventory, and if the bidding timer ends without you being outbid, so this timer 2 hours here, then you win the card. If you're outbid, then the currency goes back into your inventory and you have to bid again for that card. If bidding goes all the way to the last minutes of the black market, then the bidding can go into overtime, which extends this black market by 2 minutes every time someone makes an additional bid. But that's pretty much just a gist of a black market. You guys can go ahead and play around with it. The last way that damage dust can be used is to buy backgrounds for albums. I know I haven't covered what albums are yet, but just know that you can buy albums for backgrounds. and which can be accessed using the command Kbackgroundshop. Am I doing the right command? Okay, there we go. You can see that here, this Sagiri Mountain Night background for your album costs 140 damage dust, and this cost actually fluctuates depending on the demand for this particular background. So this background is very popular, so there's a 300% price markup based on demand, so it costs more damage dust. But if you just go to like others, it's still 300. Let's go to like 16. So this is just 100, so it's flat. It also costs bits as well. So there's backgrounds that cost damage dust and backgrounds that cost bits. That's basically it. That's all there is to know about upgrading cards, dust, the black market, and all of that. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. The link to my Discord server is down below. Feel free to hit me up in the server, and I'll see you guys in the next one.